Yay, here comes an airplane. Just in time in our chemtrail skies. I just noticed a phenomenon that I noticed a while back, but I'm trying to find or wait for a good opportunity where it could easily be seen, so that people aren't like, I don't know, it seems normal to me, or whatever. You know, I've spent a lot of time in the water in my life around here, because I grew up around here. I've been to all the rivers. Spent lots of time looking at things in the water, in the rivers growing up. Looking down in the water, standing in it, right? Here comes the plane. Again, here's what I'm noticing, is a new phenomenon. It has to do with little whirlpools in the water. I noticed that there were lots of dirt devils a few years ago, at least for a while there was, like dust devils, you know. I also noticed that when the low-flying jetliner would fly over, like it did continuously for, a couple of years there where I lived, if it was misty, like on the verge of raining, the wind would whip up and there'd be like literally little water, mist, dirt devils in the air, mist devils, right? Thought that's weird. I've never seen that before. Is it the radio waves from the plane, or is it the signal being drawn from the ground source? And, the particles are spiraling up there to their positive potential, or what is it exactly? And figured it had to be energy, electromagnetic, related to energy or electromagnetism. And so the Morgellon stuff, my forearms would get really swollen. And they still are, kind of. There's this lumpiness right there. It was 5 times as bad as that, and my wrists were swollen on the bottom, and they would vacuum seal. You can go back and look at the videos where my skin sucked in on one side and bulged out on the other. The coppers pretty much knocked that back. But this is still the area where I feel a lot of it. It's on the top of my wrist right there. In fact, the other day I was burning a bunch of crap off the back of my arm, and a white, tendrily fuzzy thing just, I swear to God, it popped out of my wrist right there. So there's nothing floating in there, there's nothing on me. I'm just fry. I look down and there it is. It's like 7 white strands all twisted together at one end, and a little gray at where they're twisted. Like it was just sitting there, like it popped right out. Anyway, so I'm sitting here in the water, playing my guitar. Airplane starts coming, and I'm noticing the little whirlpools. They're coming off of my leg, right? Well, that's not completely unusual, except maybe the large number of them and how long they continue. I mean, this water's not moving terribly fast, and I'm not even at the point where it's moving the fastest. And well, then I stuck my arm in the water because it felt itchy. And right there on my wrist, right there, where I have the most weirdest sensations, where it was the most swollen, where I first noticed problems, I noticed the whirlpools coming off of there. So, oh shit, do you see the whole surface of the water just go, it was like shimmered right when I touched it. Let's let it settle. That was it. Oh man. Okay, watch the whirlpools. They're starting to form already. Look how big they are. I mean, those are big suckers. And they're 1, 2, 3. They form continuously. Now I realize that moving water going past something will create a vorticular eddy current in the liquid, in the water, right? But how long that little whirlpool lasts is determined upon, how much energy there is in this system. And this is slow moving water. Look at that stream of them. It's a stream. Literally. And if I that one actually started to form into a whirlpool. They're forming whirlpools a long ways away. Now, what we expect is that if a whirlpool is formed because of the motion of the water off of, moving past my arm, and it did make a little whirlpool, that it should start diminishing in its strength as it moves along. It shouldn't get stronger. And, there should be a uniform amount of whirlpools created off of, areas of my arm, considering that it's not that much different in size right here as it is here. So let's see what happens. It's way in here now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a continuous stream of whirlpools being created, right? And there's one trying to hover in a continuous spot right there. Let's go back up so that the area of the most energetic release of the Morgellons fibers, which is my top of my wrist, thumb side, is right near the surface of the water. I'm trying to keep all things equal here. Okay, get in there. Right about there. You see, here's a whole lot of little ones being created. There you go. It's hard to document things sometimes because there's so many variables. I realize that. Okay, I've spent a lot of time in the water up here, looking at things in the water, standing in the water, splashing around the water, Washougal River, Lewis River, wherever, right? And I just don't remember there being an excessively large number of whirlpools coming off of my arm or my leg or anything that happens to be in the water. And there's a stream coming off of my leg. Check them out. These ones coming off my arm. They're literally bowing in the water, you know, what, 10 inches to a foot away. They're still spinning. They're becoming larger sometimes. And I hear a plane coming right now. And I notice that they get even larger when the plane flies over. So how about I hold still and we wait for the plane. Hear it? Got whirlpools within whirlpools forming rapidly right off of my wrist right there. I'm slowly changing the angle just to see where it makes the most. It's like there's bubbles coming out. Anyway, that's the phenomenon. Little whirlpools in the water that really shouldn't be there, that last far longer than they should if one were to occur. And energetic points of release of my body. Alright, anyway, I just splashed water on my balls. It's cold! It's cold. No, it's not that cold, it's just cold on it's just cold on my balls. So, anyway, just a coincidence that that there's a continuous stream of whirlpools being created. They get larger as they float away. In more swifter water, I've seen them form a deep depression. You can literally see it's concave on the surface of the water, and it just gets large, several inches across, and just stays that way and just floats away like it's a permanent, fixture now. A little whirlpool came off of me, and then it just stayed that way, and it floated down the stream and didn't go away. I mean, it kind of shows how all energy spirals. That's what is said, and it appears to be the case. Everything spirals. Everything that uses energy. Everything grows in a spiral, the energy moves in a spiral. Waves don't go up and down, they go round and round. We just view them from the side. And it's easier to think about up and down in 2 dimensions instead of the 3, but they really move in 3. So anyway, yeah. Whirlpools.